Be honest for a second. Brother, have you ever wondered why the woman you desire most never seems to want you back? You give her your time. You give her your energy. You pour your heart into every little thing you do for her. And yet, she ignores your texts, cancels your plans, slowly drifts away. And the cruelest part? She runs after a man who barely notices her. It feels like betrayal, like a blade twisting in your chest. You bleed effort, and another man reaps the reward. But here's the shocking truth. It's not your looks. It's not money. And it's definitely not because you're too nice. So, it's psychology, brother, cold, brutal, unfiltered psychology. A recent Harvard study revealed something most men will never learn. 87% of women admitted the man they obsessed over was not the one who gave them the most attention, but the man who triggered the strongest emotional responses in their brain. Not logic, not gifts, not approval, but feelings. Raw, primal, unshakable feelings. And that's exactly what I'm going to teach you today. Not cheap pickup lines, not manipulative tricks, but deadly psychological weapons forged in the fires of history, sharpened by Stoic discipline, and tested on the battlefield of desire. Tricks so powerful, so rooted in human nature, that once you master them, women will feel drawn to you without even knowing why. This isn't about getting her attention. It's about owning her obsession. So if you're tired of being the man overlooked, tired of watching her chase weaker men, tired of bleeding effort with no reward, then steel yourself, brother. Because what I'm about to reveal will change the way women see you forever. The battlefield of desire. Imagine love not as romance, but as war. A dark battlefield stretching endlessly, smoke rising, temptation lurking like shadows at the edge of your vision. Here, men fall like broken soldiers, not because they lacked courage, but because they lacked discipline. They rushed in with flowers when they should have marched with fire. They gave everything when they should have given nothing. They bled dry, while she barely noticed their sacrifice. And then, like prey caught unaware, they were devoured. But you will be different. You will not walk onto this battlefield unarmed. I will hand you the 7 psychological weapons of attraction. And once you wield them, you will never again be prey. Weapon 1, the dopamine hook, addicted to you. Every man thinks women fall for who he is, his looks, his status, his wealth. But that is a lie. Women don't fall for you. They fall for how you make them feel. Let me tell you about Arjun. He wasn't rich. He wasn't a model. He wasn't Mr. Popular. But Sarah, the woman every man wanted, became obsessed with him. She would wake up and check her phone, desperate for his message. She would cancel plans just to see him. When he went silent, she would stare at her screen like a starving wolf, waiting for scraps of attention. What was his secret? Unpredictability. The human brain is addicted not to consistency, but to uncertainty. This is why people can't stop scrolling social media. The next swipe might be gold, or it might be nothing. The unpredictability spikes dopamine, the brain's addiction chemical. Arjun used this truth like a blade. One night, he surprised Sarah with a rooftop dinner under the stars. For 2 days after, silence. No chasing, no begging. He focused on his own battles, fitness, business, self-mastery. And her mind went wild. Where is he? Why isn't he texting? Is he with someone else? Her brain craved him like a drug. The formula is simple. Deliver emotional intensity. Retreat into silence. Repeat. You are not the man flooding her phone. You are the storm she cannot predict. That unpredictability is what hooks her. Not your words, not your gifts, but the fire and absence, striking like lightning across her mind. Weapon 2. The scarcity magnet, chasing what's rare. Ali learned this the hard way. He met Mira at a wedding. Laughter, dancing, connection. It felt electric. By the end of the night, he had her number. But then he made the mistake most men make. He texted every morning. He replied within seconds. He cancelled his plans to be available whenever she called. He made himself a slave to her attention. And within 2 weeks, she disappeared. Why? Because human psychology values what feels scarce. Diamonds are just rocks, but rarity makes them priceless. Ali gave himself away like common bread, and bread does not inspire hunger. 6 months later, Ali had changed. He built his body, his career, his purpose. When he ran into Mira again, he wasn't desperate. He wasn't seeking her approval. He spoke briefly, smiled, and excused himself. And suddenly, She was the one chasing. Because scarcity creates curiosity, curiosity creates desire, and desire fuels obsession. The truth is simple, brother. If your time is too easy to get, it loses value. If your presence feels earned, it becomes priceless. You are not always available. You are not waiting at her feet. You are building your empire, and she can either fight for a seat at your table or be left behind. Weapon 3, the shadow of mystery, what she can't know. She craves. Curiosity is a fire that never dies. What kills desire is predictability. When she knows every thought in your head, every hour of your day, every feeling you have, you become dull. But when she senses there is more beneath the surface, when your silence hides stories, scars, and secrets, you become an enigma. And an enigma cannot be ignored. Kabir mastered this weapon. With Sana, he never overshared. He didn't dump his emotions on her like a begging man. He revealed himself slowly, glimpses, fragments, never the whole picture. And she burned with curiosity. She wanted to know more. She wanted to unravel him. That is the essence of mystery. You are the locked chest she cannot open. And every moment of restraint, every unanswered question, every unspoken thought, is another hook pulling her deeper into your orbit. Weapon 4, the banner of leadership, command. Don't beg. In ancient times, tribes followed the man who could protect and decide. The one who carried himself like a commander, not a servant. That instinct still lives in women today. Kabir proved this with Sana. When they met, he didn't ask endless questions like, what do you want to eat? What do you want to do? No, he chose. We're going here tonight. Be ready at 7. His certainty wasn't arrogance, it was security. It showed competence. It let her relax, knowing she didn't need to lead. Women are drawn to men who move with direction. Not loud, insecure fake alphas, but calm, steady generals. Real dominance is silent. It is presence. It is responsibility. When you lead with confidence, she feels safe. And when she feels safe, she follows. Weapon 5, the scarcity effect, absence that burns. One of the sharpest blades you can wield is absence. Not games, not fake ignoring, but true scarcity. Kabir used it flawlessly. After weeks of texts, calls, laughter, he disappeared for 48 hours. Silence. No good morning messages. No replies to her jokes. Nothing. And in those 2 days, Sana thought about him more than all their conversations combined. She opened her phone again and again, waiting. She wondered, did I do something wrong? Is he losing interest? Where is he? Scarcity creates obsession, because when something feels rare, the mind believes it is valuable. This is why people rush to buy when they hear only 3 left. The same law rules attraction. Do not flood her with presence. Do not give her constant access. Live so fully, so purposefully, that she has to fight for your time. And when she finally gets it, it will feel priceless. Weapon 6, the emotional roller coaster, her heart in your hands. Logic never made a woman obsessed. Emotions did. Kabir understood this. One night, he took Sana to a rooftop overlooking the city lights. He told her a childhood story, raw, vulnerable, human. She melted, not because of what he had, but because of what he made her feel. Then he surprised her with a Polaroid photo. Let's capture this moment, he said. 10 years from now, we'll laugh about how nervous we were tonight. Playful, vulnerable, surprising. Her heart raced. That night wasn't about dinner. It was about emotional intensity, highs, lows, tension, release. The brain remembers emotions, not logic. She won't remember 1,000 good mornings, but she will remember the night she laughed, cried, and felt alive with you. That is the roller coaster. That is addiction. Weapon 7, the imprint effect, unforgettable or nothing. This is the final strike. If you want to live forever in her mind, you must leave a mark no other man can. Not with gifts, not with empty promises, but with unforgettable emotional imprints. Kabir knew this. At a quiet book cafe, he handed Sana a folded piece of paper. Write one dream you've never told anyone, he said. She hesitated, then wrote. He didn't look. He didn't ask. He folded it and said, one day, when you've achieved it, I'll be the first to congratulate you. In that moment, he separated himself from every other man, because women don't remember things. They remember feelings. They remember moments that touch the soul. And Kabir gave her exactly that. The final conquest, discipline above all. Now, brother, you've learned the 7 weapons. But hear this. The greatest battle is not with her, it is with yourself. Temptation is the oldest ambush in history. It has destroyed kings, generals, and empires. Samson fell not in war, but in the arms of Delilah. Antony lost Rome for Cleopatra. Do not be like them. A true predator does not chase every shadow. He waits. He chooses. He strikes with precision. You must master not her, but yourself. Discipline is the sword that conquers all. Without it, you are just another broken soldier, another name in the dirt. With it, you are a general, unshaken, unbroken, unstoppable. So remember, brother, confidence is your opening charge. Scarcity is your shield. Mystery is your shadow. Leadership is your banner. Emotional intensity is your fire. Imprints are your immortality. Discipline is your sword. This is the battlefield of desire. And if you fight it like a Stoic general, women will not just want you, they will obsess over you. But if you lose yourself, if you surrender to weakness, you will fall like every man before you. The choice is yours. Now step onto the battlefield and fight like a man who cannot be forgotten.